Alright, going to give you a tour of my custom 29-gallon Biocube with a custom Refugium built into the stand. As you can see, I've got a lot of stuff going on down there. I've got those plants you see there on the left are red mangroves. I live in South Florida, and mangroves are a big part of our ecosystem. They are incredible filtration plants. They filter out nitrates and other nutrients from the water. My water is crystal clean. As you can see, my protein skimmer is empty. I also have some chaeto algae in there as well to help with some of the filtration. I'm going to show you a couple sections here. There's the return and the overflow with the 4-inch filter sock in there. And everything fits nicely right in the base of the stand. I wanted to just give you a peek inside the tank. As you can see, I removed the filter that's inside of a stock Biocube, and I just took the trim off so you can see back there. And it adds about another 3 to 5 gallons in the tank, and then there's probably about 4 to 5 gallons in the Refugium. So the tank in all is probably around 35 gallons. The entire system, the entire circuit is about 35, 36 gallons, which is pretty sweet. I also have an overflow valve there just in case I have any power loss. I won't flood out my living room. There's some of the plumbing. That's the return line in the back. I just use standard PVC for the return line. For the overflow line, I used Spa Flex hose, and then I've got the little vent there as well for safety purposes, and reduces the noise. And then my protein skimmer, it's a Tunzi protein skimmer. And the mangroves, the red mangroves are incredible. They do a really incredible job filtering out that water. My water is crystal clean. Nitrates are zero. And the protein skimmer, as you can see, is empty. And everything fits nicely right there in the stand. I'm going to actually show you exactly how I put this entire system together, so stay tuned and you'll be able to get an idea and learn how to do it for yourself. Look at that, it fits nicely right in the stand. Stay tuned. So now I just wanted to quickly talk a little bit about how I dismantled a stock 29-gallon Biocube. I had the Biocube for about a year and a half operating, and I decided to customize it. First thing I needed to do was remove the in-tank filter. It was very difficult. There's no real easy way to explain this. You have to just take your time. I used a Sears channel lock pliers and just picked away at the filter and just kept breaking off pieces of it. I used a razor and a putty knife to sort of remove the glue that's holding it in. It's glued in really, really well. You have to be very, very careful removing it, because if you crack the glass, you have to throw away the tank. So just be very, very careful. Once you have the filter out, you're going to need to remove the trim. And the trim, you're going to need a putty knife so you can slide that off. And you want to remove the trim so you can see the section where the filter used to be. You can see the extra space in the tank. So you're going to want to remove this trim, and it's a little tricky as well. You just have to take your time and go very slow. This is the glue that's underneath the trim. This is what you're trying to remove. And that's a shot showing the putty knife going through the glue that's on the glass, but you want to be very careful. You want to do it very, very, very slowly, and you need to get all the way back to the edge of the trim, because that's where the silicone meets, that's holding the glass together, is glued again at the end of the trim. So be very, very careful. You do not want to crack the corner. What you're seeing now is a little tab that needs to be removed in order for you to get the trim completely off. I used an X-Acto knife and I was able to cut it, and it comes right off. Drilling the glass, this was the first time I ever drilled a tank, and so I had no experience, zero experience before I did this. So if you've never done this before, you can watch this video and you'll feel very confident doing it yourself. The most important thing is that you allow the drill bit to do the work. You're going to want to make sure there's always water on the drill bit to keep it lubricated, as well as keeping the drill bit from getting too hot. And you're just going to want to let the drill bit do the work. Just go very, very slow until you can create a groove in the glass, and then you're going to remove your guide, and then you're just going to let the drill bit cut right through the glass, and it's going to cut right through. I purchased all of the drill bits and supplies I need to drill the glass from glassholes.com, which is glass-holes.com. You can contact them. They are amazing. They'll do a really good job of getting you exactly what you need. I never did this before. I consulted with them a couple of times, bought what I needed, and I just went for it. And so, if you're thinking about drilling your glass, I would recommend you talk to them. I mean, there are a million other places you can buy hole saws, glass cutting hole saws from, but Glass Holes did a really good job for me, and so I have to recommend them if you'd like to use them. So it's just me cutting through. Right now I'm cutting the left return hole. I'm going to put a bulkhead in there so I can get through the tank eventually. But that's just the left return. I'm going to drill the right return now. As you can see, I'm still pouring water. And then I'm going to drill the overflow here in just a second. And again, I've never done this before. It's my first time ever drilling glass. It was actually a little bit easier than I thought it was going to be. But you have to be very, very careful and just go slow. Just go slow. This is me drilling the overflow. I have the guide still in there. Once I have a groove, I take the guide off. So this is it. The tank is completely drilled. It probably took me about 20 minutes to drill all 3 holes. There's the left return. There is the overflow. And there's the right return. Boom, done. This is a sort of a fly around view just showing that the overflow box has been put in the tank, and I've got some plumbing attached to it. The bulkheads are on. Just to give you an idea of what it's going to look like once you drill the holes and then you attach your overflow box. And this is it sitting on the stand. Getting ready to run on the plumbing here in just a few minutes. Well, it was just a few minutes from when I put it up there. I'm not going to do it right this second. It's already been done. And I have a vent in there for safety as well as noise reduction. So that's my custom 29-gallon Biocube standing on the stand. Now I'm going to talk a little bit about exactly how I made the Refugium. I've never worked with acrylic or anything before, so this will give you a really good idea of what it's all about. Stay tuned. Building the Refugium, I went to Home Depot and bought several sheets of acrylic. I estimated how much I needed. I measured out my dimensions. I cut the acrylic with a jigsaw that I bought from Home Depot for about 30 bucks. And I measured it out, got all my measurements correct, laid it out. I taped up a little model just to make sure everything was perfect before I glued the acrylic together. And I put the model into the base to make sure it fit and it wasn't too snug. I took the doors off of the cabinet, and that's a standard Biocube cabinet, 29-gallon Biocube cabinet. Once I knew it fit perfectly, I then had to glue the acrylic together, and there's a great company called Tap Plastics. That's where I bought the acrylic cement, and they also gave me the hypo applicator, which is what you'll need also. And there's a great video on their website that explains exactly how to do this. This is the address for the video on Tap Plastics website, which will show you exactly how to glue the acrylic together. I'd never done it before, and it worked perfectly. Just follow their video, and you'll be able to do it yourself. Well, that's it. I just want to give you a quick tour of my custom 29-gallon Biocube. I removed the filter and built a custom Refugium. All fits nicely in the stand, and it's a really nifty project. If it's something you'd like to try to do, feel free to reach out to me. You can post comments, or you can send me a tweet. My Twitter is @AstonBright, and my Twitter is going to be up on the screen here in a minute. And please make sure you subscribe to my channel. I have some more videos showing some of the stuff I'm doing with my Biocube, as well as some other projects that I'm doing. I shot this video with my Canon 5D camera, as well as an iPhone 4 and an iPhone 5. Thanks so much for tuning in. I hope you check out the rest of my videos. Thank you.